If you've ever worried that burning the Amazon is like holding a pillow over Earth's face, you're not alone. The most shared fact about the world's wildest forest might just be this. The Amazon produces 20% of the planet's oxygen. In other words, it's the lungs of the Earth. If that's true, then given how we treat it, humanity would basically be that guy who smokes while jogging. But what if I told you this whole story? The metaphor, the numbers, the urgency isn't just misleading. It's tying our understanding of the Amazon in knots. Today, I'm busting the oxygen myth wide open, discovering what the rainforest actually does for us, and why its real superpower is stranger than the myth. Let's start with the supposed crime. Every time the Amazon burns, we're losing a chunk of the very oxygen we breathe. Right? You can see why this myth sticks. Oxygen is pretty important if you like living, and forests are green, and green is good, so forest is equal to, and oxygen is equal to life. If air were the problem, the solution would just be shipping a few extra houseplants to Brazil and calling it a day. But the reality, as you might have guessed, is much more complex. And honestly, a lot weirder. Okay, deep breath. Don't worry, the Amazon didn't make it for you. The Amazon does produce oxygen. All plants do, as a byproduct of turning sunlight and CO2 into delicious plant stuff. But what people don't tell you is that the Amazon also consumes almost all that oxygen for itself. When dead leaves and trees decompose, when animals in the jungle are breathing, and when plants themselves take in oxygen at night, most of that O2 gets eaten right back up by the very ecosystem that made it. If you're getting nervous about running low, relax. Scientists say the Amazon's net contribution to atmospheric oxygen is effectively zero. We'd notice the heat and devastation if it vanished, but you wouldn't be gasping for breath. And about that 20% of the world's oxygen fact, it's wildly, unequivocally false. Turns out, practically all the planet's oxygen comes from tiny ocean critters called phytoplankton, floating plant-like cells that fill the oceans in uncountable bazillions. They're the real MVPs keeping your lungs pumped up. The rainforest is just a bit part in the oxygen show. According to National Geographic, the Amazon isn't even a major oxygen source overall, and that 20% number is a total misunderstanding of plant chemistry. But if air isn't the reason the Amazon matters, why should we care? Here's the wild part. The Amazon is less like Earth's lungs and more like its giant air conditioner. The forest cycles water through its leaves, creating clouds and rainfall that help cool the region, and indirectly, the planet. In a single year, the Amazon can move more water into the atmosphere than the mighty Amazon River itself carries to the ocean. That's not just a trivia fact. It keeps farms in South America alive and stable, and helps prevent weather chaos thousands of miles away. Here's where it gets even stranger. Believe it or not, the Amazon literally feeds itself with dust blown all the way across the Atlantic from the Sahara Desert. It's a 3,000-mile nutrient delivery system powered by wind. At that speed, you could clear your entire childhood neighborhood before you finished arguing about who ate the last slice of pizza. According to NASA, the phosphorus in that African dust lands on the rainforest floor and helps keep it alive. The Amazon is part of a global connect the dots that includes deserts, wind, and distant continents. Way bigger than any simple lungs metaphor. But the real threat is this. Scientists say parts of the Amazon have started to emit more carbon than they absorb, thanks to fires and deforestation. It's like giving a fever to Earth's cooling system. Instead of soaking up greenhouse gases and calming the planet down, millions of acres are turning into big carbon sources. This isn't about running out of oxygen. It's about tilting the entire climate toward chaos. So, the next time someone says the Amazon is the world's lungs, I want you to remember, the truth is more fascinating and more urgent. The Amazon is a gigantic living machine, one that shapes rain, climate, and the entire game of life on Earth. Its destruction won't make us short of breath, But it will, over time, make life hotter, drier, and more unpredictable for us all. Let me ask you, did you grow up believing the Amazon makes our air? What other factoids have you heard about the rainforest? Drop them in the comments, and let's crowdsource some myth-busting. And if you want to impress your friends, tell them about the Sahara Dust Express and how the ocean's plankton are quietly supplying your next breath, not just the trees. We need the Amazon not because it's our lungs, but because it's our planet's climate engine and guardian. Stranger, wilder, and honestly, much more thrilling than a tidy metaphor. Saving it isn't about keeping the air flowing. It's about protecting the mad, beautiful system that keeps Earth livable. Stay curious, question everything, and go easy on those houseplants.